Brooklands has changed a lot since the 1930s. It's not a racetrack anymore, but it is a museum, and it's one well worth seeing.
How did it start here? It was a racetrack.
It was a racetrack in 1907. It was the world's first Formula One racetrack. We had cars, we had motorbikes, and then on the lower part, push bikes. And then it got to the stage where cars got much too fast for the track. The Napier Rowton lapped this track at 143.3 miles an hour, touching 160 to 170 places. And then as time went on, it got to the stage really cars had got so fast it wasn't capable of being used for a Formula One circuit anymore. So the British Aircraft Corporation was formed out of Vickers Aircraft Corporation, and aircraft production took over between the wars, and at peak we had 16,000 people working on site. They were producing during the war the Wellington bomber, the Hurricane, various other aircraft, and then due to the site not being big enough to have a big enough runway to build bigger aircraft, it ceased to be a financial proposition really for aircraft production, and then it was vacant for a while, and it was offered to the Brooklands Society, which we didn't have the financial clout to buy it. So Gallagher's, i.e. Japan Tobacco, bought the site, and we rented our little space, and we started off as a museum something like just over 35 or 36 years ago, with aircraft that we built on site here, and cars that would have raced in various times, and motorbikes that would have raced. And it's got that popular. We've just received lottery funding to move the hangar, which was grade 2 listed, by the side of the bus station there. We're building another 2-storey building which will house movable aircraft, which we can taxi down the runway and release the finishing straight there. And then we're going to get a cover over the aircraft here. It'll be like an umbrella cover, so we can work on them. So in 15 to 20 years' time, you won't recognise this site as a museum.
In the picture, do you?
You can talk.
This car, this Cooper there, was first 64. It's where Jackie Stewart had his first win driving for Ken Tyrrell at East Horsley. So, yeah, Cooper cars. This was built, the chassis was welded up by Terry Kitson, the guy that owned the car later on in life. So we're just cleaning it up now to have some people coming from New Zealand to have a look and take measurements.
Right, okay. And then right under the flags, right, that's it, right. Okay. Right, slowly up to the end. And then left at the end. Oh, what are you? 4502, like, yeah, stop. Oh, you're checking. How'd you check it? It takes everything to the ground.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Concord. My name is Mike Bannister, and it's my great pleasure to invite you on the world's only supersonic airliner as we prepare for departure from London's Heathrow. I'm joined here by Senior First Officer Neil Rendell. We're just about to start up our 4 Rolls-Royce Olympus engines, push the aircraft back and taxi out for takeoff. Do make yourselves comfortable as we offer you the finest wines, the finest cuisine, the finest service in the air. We're travelling so quickly that if we took off in the spring or the autumn when it was dark in London at 7 p.m, you'd travel across the Atlantic and see the sunrise in the west. Concorde was a design icon of the 20th and 21st century. She was clever, she was beautiful, she was a great technological achievement. She could do things that no aircraft could do then or now. But it was the people that made her really special. The designers, the builders, the people that operated the airplane, those that flew in her. It's those people that will ensure that Concorde will live forever.
In the beginning I said that Brooklands was a museum. Well, it's more than a museum, it's an experience. There is a life, a vitality, a spirit. It's the spirit of Brooklands. And that is because of the volunteers that have dedicated their free time to making Brooklands what it is today. It's an experience, and it's one well worth seeing. Once you've been there, you're going to go back.
You know, so if we could, I shouldn't say this, but if we could get rid of Mercedes World, take over their bit, it would be very nice.